Hey, Sean, a weird thing happened about 2 months ago. I posted on LinkedIn and it went viral. Now, I did not know that this was really a thing that could happen, and I figured if I would ever go viral, it would be really YouTube, but apparently not. It's LinkedIn. It's strange because what I posted didn't seem like that big of a deal, but apparently it resonated with a lot of people. So I posted this. This is just a friendly reminder to myself and all the other creative freelancers to raise your rates a bit if you haven't in a while. Nothing we buy has become cheaper, and we've all, hopefully, become even better at our craft. This is also a gentle reminder to the decision makers at the larger brands and agencies to try not to push back too hard on those rates from the creative folks. We promise this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme that we're trying to pull. Posted it with a little photo of a setup that I had done last fall, and it got 1,400 likes and 150 comments. And I don't know what the standard is for a post on LinkedIn being considered viral, but anything else, I don't post really that much on LinkedIn, but everything else, maybe 30 likes, maybe 3 comments. It's not a busy place. And I was just sort of blown away. And what I took back from it was how many people had been thinking the same thing. And it's not just about raising your rates. That is a part of it, and we all need to raise our rates. And I've made plenty of videos about how and why to raise your rates. But I think the bigger thing here that we don't always talk about is how often those rates get pushed back from these massive agencies and production houses sometimes, where we're coming in to do our service, whether you're a photographer, videographer, a writer, a designer, voiceover artist. A lot of voiceover artists really latched onto this one. Honestly, like hundreds of voiceover artists were the people who were liking this stuff. But what was interesting to me was this common thread where people had seen that we're asking for modest rates, and for what we do, and for those of us who have impressive gear packages that we have to come in and do not just this job you're talking about, but every job. We need to have enough of an arsenal to cover the bases for whatever you throw at us. And there's always pushback from agencies and the brands that are hiring to say, oh, that's a bit much. We have, we see that you're asking for 1,500. We have 900. Can you do it for 900? And it's these same agencies that have lavish parties and ridiculous lunches that they throw, even for the crew. I've been invited to plenty of great lunches that are all covered. But I think at the end of the day, I would rather have a cheap, quick lunch and be able to make a car payment, be able to make a house payment, be able to buy baby clothes or something. Having that control over that money instead of the agency deciding, well, we're going to spend a bunch of it buying you sushi. It's a nice gesture from one angle, but really, I would prefer that money go into my hands and the hands of my fellow creators. And so it seemed like this was the part of it that really struck people as something they've dealt with again and again and again, to the point that they're just tired of it. It's a darn overcast day. We're going to deal with light going up and down, aren't we? It was interesting to be at the front of this conversation, and most of the comments were positive. People either lamenting the same struggles that they've had with agencies, or talking about how they need to raise the rates, or they just raised the rates and how it's been a positive experience. Very little negativity, except for a couple brand people that commented like, we have hard budgets too, and stuff like that. And I get that a program director or a producer at one of these agencies does have a finite budget that they need to stretch to do their project. The problem isn't with that producer. The problem is one step beyond that, the people who are determining those budgets and deciding how much goes to the producer to hire a crew and how much goes to meals and parties. And so I'm happy that we got to have the discussion, and almost everyone was very easy to go back and forth with in the comments. I enjoyed the conversation, especially in the midst of a pandemic, when conversation with acquaintances in the production field can be hard to come by. It was refreshing to get to talk to some people who are having very common struggles that all of us have as creators. So if you're watching this and trying to figure out how you can go viral on LinkedIn, I don't know. What I did was I spoke some truth and some frustration that I had been feeling as I was starting to gear back up to do more projects and stuff in this year as things hopefully get safer and people continue to be responsible, fingers crossed. But that resonated with other people and got shared and picked up by people who I think have long since had to eat all the overages, had to eat all the shortcuts and everything like that, because they're the end of the line. And it's the choice between, do we take all this crap from the people who are making the decisions, or do we walk away from the gig? And for many people, especially during the pandemic when work got a lot more scarce, it's hard to make that choice, and things are only getting harder for the creatives. And the last thing we need is grounds for a revolution. So raise your rates a little bit. If you're an agency director or something like that, maybe look at your budgets, maybe pull back the party budget and push up the contractor creative budget, and you can be a part of a wonderful community of businesses and creatives working together. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.